The weather this June was surprisingly rainy with a couple of sunny days. Those sunny days were torture for me. I live in Europe, Switzerland to be exact, and we don't believe in air conditioning here. Whenever summer comes around, it literally feels like I'm being cooked alive in my room because I live in the attic and the sun shines directly in my room whenever it sets. But the start of June was pretty nice. My whole family was invited to a Shrek-themed birthday party, and it was pretty fun. Everyone was in costume for the party. I went as the wolf who was in Fiona's castle in Shrek 2, the one who ate Little Red Riding Hood and her grandma. And the best part of the party was actually the cake. Not only was it delicious, it was hilarious too. Here, let me show you guys. I'm not someone who records events, so I don't really have a lot of pictures or videos to show. Maybe in the future I will shoot some videos about my life to show you guys, but that's for future me to deal with. And here's a funny story that happened at that party. So, someone asked me how old I was at the party, and I told him that I was older than the birthday girl who turned 25. He was quite shocked to find out my age because he thought I was 15 when in fact I was 30. I swear, the Asian genes plus a round chubby face is a deadly combo to have when you get older. Anyways, this is an art video, but I'm rambling about something else instead. Let me show you guys my first artwork of the month. This is a character in a web novel I'm currently writing. Her name is Rory and she's visiting her own grave. Graveyards tend to be drawn in a dark and creepy atmosphere, but I didn't want to show that for this artwork. For this artwork, I wanted to show a calming place because for Rory, death is not the end. I actually started a webcomic twice, with Rory's twin as the protagonist, but I never finished them. The first one is called Arke, and I thought I could do the webcomic because it was in the middle of the pandemic when I started. I had so much more time on my hands back then because I only worked part-time. But then it got busy again and I had to drop the story to focus on work. Arke went on hiatus for a year until I dropped it and started anew with Dreaming of Aurora. Technically the story of Doa, DOA, but I like to call it Doa, is like a couple years after Arke, so you can consider it kind of like a sequel. While I was working on Doa, I got gentle fired from the design agency I worked for. I took it as a sign that the universe wants me to start freelancing instead. Guys, I swear that company they were soft launching that firing because they slowly but surely took hours out of my work time until it was better for them if I worked as a freelancer instead of as an employee. Anyway, I was juggling the webcomic, freelancing, and creating my own artwork in between, and it was honestly too much for me. I had to drop something, and it was sadly the webcomic. Because that took so much time, a single panel can sometimes take me 3 hours to make, and that was only for the headshots. If I needed to draw something more complicated, it could take me up to 10 hours to make, sometimes even more depending on how complex it is. But still, I wanted to tell the story of Noah and his sister Rory, so I decided to write it instead. That's why it will come out as a web novel in the future. Currently, I have 25,000 words written for it. My first drafts are available for my patrons to read, but the final work of the first arc is still being edited before I post it online on Tapas and Wattpad. And of course, because I'm an artist, I will also illustrate some artworks for my web novel, so please look forward to seeing them. The next artwork is part of my Ring Wandering series. I like to add 1 or 2 artworks a month in this series, and in the future, I'd like to turn it into an art book. I'll talk more about that in the future though, but for this month's Ring Wandering, the theme is Gone with the Wind. I was in the middle of rendering the first artwork until I decided I didn't like it anymore and scrapped it for a different one. The new one is a little bit more simpler than the first, but I think it tells the title of the story so much better. As you guys can tell, it's still not finished. I was also in the middle of revamping my streaming brand. I wanted my PNG tuber to be a cute bunny instead, so here it is. Isn't it adorable? I'm also planning to draw several more bunnies that I'd like to sell as stickers on my Redbubble account, so I needed to work on those. I sketched out several things to work on for June. I was going to draw some fan art for Wuthering Waves too, but at last I got art blocked. I really didn't feel like doing a lot of artworks this month. Probably because I was really burnt out during Mermaid, but still, I forced myself to do something small every day. Whenever I get art blocked, I tend to experiment. So this artwork that you guys are watching right now, the background was originally a picture I downloaded from Unsplash. Unsplash is a website with royalty-free pictures, so you can use it for your artworks. I'm going to use pictures I took myself in the future too, but right now, none of the pictures I have inspired me to draw anything. I used the mermaid drawings I did for the pictures in the background, because it felt like I needed to show my past artworks. Anyway, I wanted to show what it's like to be art blocked and how in our eyes, the artworks that we were so proud of can weigh us down because it feels like we won't be able to create artworks that are better than them. Seeing them really makes us feel proud, but at the same time we dread that we might never create anything better, so we get art blocked. Every sketch gets scrapped because we compare them to the ones we're so proud of. While the theme is kinda sad or depressing, I wanted to show that art block can be defeated. That's why the living room is so bright instead of gloomy. I want to give hope to myself and to my artworks. And by the way, I'm only showing part of the process for this video because I messed up my recordings at the beginning when I was working on the background. The thing is, I switched my streaming recording program to OBS because Twitch Studio got discontinued. The video I recorded were saved as MKV and I didn't realize that After Effects, the program I used to edit, wouldn't recognize the file. It's kinda annoying, but oh well. I switched it over to MP4 now, so everything's good. Anyway, that's all for June. I'll see you guys in July with some more art. Bye!